Hi everyone, and welcome to the Publishing Performance Show. Today I'm really happy to be joined by David P. Perlmutter, who's a best-selling author. So welcome to the show, David.
Thank you for the invite, Teddy. Appreciate it.
It's been great to chat to you in the build-up to this, because we're both fans of crappy football teams, so we've had quite a lot in common.
Well, crappy Crystal. They're doing, as we said, he's getting them going, and you've got some great players. That the striker, he's powerful.
Mateta.
Yeah. Where did he come from?
He came from Lyon, I think. He came from a French team. Yeah.
Wow.
He's done really well.
Fantastic.
It's quite nice to speak to a football fan, because there's not usually much confluence between football and writers. So
No, I was a football fan before a writer.
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone is, aren't they?
Well, 55 years, I guess.
Yeah. How did you become a writer in the first place?
Well, I've never really written. I'm not an amazing book reader, also, to be quite frank with you. I mean, people do say to become a great writer, you need to read books and books and books. And I do read, obviously, but my writing's my own style. And if someone likes it, fantastic. And if they don't, you can't please everybody. It was actually while I was in Portugal.
Yeah.
And I was writing, I started a blog for therapy, really, because I was writing a situation happened in 1991, before you were born, I'm sure, Teddy. 1991, and where I had an episode in Marbella, Spain, which was quite horrific, really. And I started to write a blog post as therapy. And I sent it to my friend Elaine, who was an editor at the time, and she replied and she said, "David, this is far too good for just a blog. Write a book." So I did, and 9 months later, I flew from Portugal to England, and we pressed the Amazon button together, and she edited it, and that was the start of it, which I think was about 12 years ago. But she did warn me and said, "Go, be prepared for very negative reviews, because the story." What happened, sometimes parts of it I don't come across great. I was very young at the time. But the thing is, thankfully, there's about 4,000 reviews, which aren't easy to get, I must confess, because people don't really like putting in reviews. They read a book, they don't really review, unless you are a major celebrity. But since then, I'm writing book number 17 now, which is part of a crime thriller I've been writing. And I've written social media books as well about authors, not saying I know everything, about how to promote your book on social media. So I've written a brand on that. But that is initially how I got started, really, is through a sort of, not a kick up the backside, but say, "David, don't do a blog. Write a book about it." And that book is now called Wrong Place, Wrong Time. Thankfully, it's been a #1 in categories across Amazon as a bestseller. It's currently this morning. I checked in Australia and UK. It was in development for a movie, but it went. I don't know if you know much about the movie business. I'm sure you do. Things don't happen overnight. In fact, it could take years and years and years, and it's still going on. But I've got another project which I'm really excited about. But that's how I got into writing, and it was in Portugal in the Algarve.
Yeah, no, I'm moving out to the Algarve at the moment.
Wow!
So you'll have to give me some tips when I've worked out exactly how to do it.
You'll love it. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it so far. Now, with your first book, Right to Kill, so you self-published that entirely yourself on Amazon.
The first one,
Wrong Place, Wrong Time. That was the one you self-published.
All my books are self-published. That one is traditionally published.
Okay.
But the marketing has been very, very poor from the company. I won't say the name of the company, obviously. And they said, we'll do this for you, we'll do that for you. And it never happened. I believe the only person who can promote you better than anybody else is yourself. People do promote me and my books and this project we got going. But really, to keep ahead of steam, you've got to promote yourself.
Yeah, I think a lot of writers, when they get the publishing contracts, they think that's sort of everything sorted. But it's that thing that Ricky Gervais said, it's you go out and find your own work and then you give your agent 10%. It's like you shouldn't just be relying on them to do the work for you. And I think it's the same with writers. I think a lot of people get published, then just say, okay, that's all my work done now. But I think that's just the start of the journey, isn't it?
I would say that is writing books. It's not easy, but promoting it and getting reviews and getting it ranked up high on Amazon or whatever book format. I mean, to be honest with you, people go to Amazon for books. They do whatever. I know there's some. I'm sort of going off guard here. I know that authors say, "Oh, Amazon, the review or the rankings and this and that," but without Amazon, and this is my honest opinion, you've got Goodreads, you've got Smashwords, but if you are looking for a book to buy online, people go to Amazon. They do.
Yeah.
Look at the books which have made it. You've got 50 Shades, for instance. I know she had her own marketing company, but that was self-published. The Girl on the Train was self-published. Look at Andy Weir. I love that film. I've forgotten the name, The Matron or whatever it's called. I've forgotten now. He was doing blog posts on that. Then someone picked it up and now look at him. I think you need that. And this is what I'm looking for, even though you've got to make your own luck. You need a lucky break. There are so many talented writers out there who are indie authors, self-published, who put books out and books out and books out. And really, you don't make a great deal of money on Kindles or, to be honest with you, or paperbacks. Obviously, Amazon need to make their money. But unless you are very well known, it is very, very difficult. And this is why I have not issues, but with these sort of, how can I put it? Love Island. I know it sounds terrible. Love Island celebrities, that sort of thing. I think, oh, I'm going to do a cookbook or a children's book. Then, they're getting an advance. They get all the promotion. They get in the books. It's us little people who really want to forge a career out of writing, but we're not famous enough. And it is very, very difficult. But, when I'm on my deathbed, I can say, if nothing happens about a TV series or movie, I can say I gave 100%. That's all you can do.
Yeah. Well, talking about being famous, one of the things, I think that's actually how we sort of connected in the first place, was you're quite successful with social media, especially Twitter, which is where I followed you the most the first time. What was your strategy for building up that following and making that successful?
I would say, I'm smiling because I want to tell you about something what happened yesterday on Twitter. Funny about that. It's helping other people, to be honest with you, putting yourself out there. I mean, this sounds ridiculous, but I probably have done, if you look at my Twitter, you say 1 million tweets, right?
Yeah.
Half of those are retweets of other people. And I think that is really, it's a domino effect. It's really important because then you retweet their books, then people follow it on. And I think you cannot be single-minded. You cannot be selfish when it comes to social media. We all need each other. And the thing is, I mean, you talk about Twitter or X. I mean, I'm on all the platforms. But for me, Elon will love this. Twitter or X has been the best for me.
Yeah.
LinkedIn's been fantastic as well, but the difference with Twitter and say Instagram is with Twitter or X, you can put a link in the body of the post. Instagram, you can't. How many times do you see link in bio on your Instagram? And people really, they don't want to go there, to be honest with you, but they will click something if it's like waiting 8 seconds for a download or the website. So for me, Twitter has been brilliant. You can contact so-called celebrities or actors, which I've done, and also Instagram for my crime thriller for the casting. But I do think being verified is good. I mean, I'm verified. Nowadays people think you pay for it. Thankfully, I didn't. But I do believe Twitter is. I go for my news on Twitter. I don't go to a newspaper. I see what's trending. Like today, unfortunately, like Gene Hackman, bless him. In fact, I did see that on the news. I went to X, and it was like the #1 trend. And I go for my news on X. That's how I think people do. And I get so much more engagement on X. Yeah,
it's fantastic to meet people. I mean, that's exactly how I managed to get in touch with you. Like, I don't think we'd have met had I not been on Twitter and trying to follow people. So if you are trying to build your network up, I think it's a really great way to do it, because you can follow people, retweet them, even DM them when you've got a joint
Well,
contacts and things.
I've done that, and I did DM on Twitter. I've DM'd on Instagram actors and actresses who want to be part of my crime thriller, and they come back, we would love to, and so forth. But the story, what you were saying about being famous, I did what was it? I was engaging with a fellow author, Gregory, and I don't know. So he put something up about his book was next. No, I tell you, sorry, I'm going off key here. Lee Charles was on BBC Breakfast being interviewed, the author of Reacher.
Yeah.
And I took a photo, which I do if I see a writer, and I put it on Twitter. He came back and said, and he had an image of his book next to a Lee Child book. Then I responded saying, someone sent me a picture when they were in Turkey of Right to Kill in the middle of an Ian Rankin book and a John Grisham book. So I added that, obviously, and added them in. I'm very cheeky. So lots to do about cheeky marketing as well. And then he replied, this Greg, and he goes, "You've got far more followers of John Grisham. He should be following you and retweeting you." And I said, if only I had his accomplishment. So when you were saying about being famous, that was quite a nice little conversation on X with this guy. But no, I would love to. I would not want, if I had the choice of being accomplished author like John Grisham and have The Firm, which was, I love that book. And Gene Hackman was in that, wasn't he, I think? Yeah, The Firm. He was. I would prefer to have John Grisham's success than having more followers than John Grisham on X.
Yeah.
Personally, and that's what I actually put.
You should DM John Grisham.
Yeah. I'm going to now. I'm going to say Teddy Smith.
Who's the most famous person you've contacted?
Well, let me think. I love Ross from Frasier, to speak. One of them is, you know the film Midnight Express?
Yeah.
Sure?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Watch it. It's from 1979.
Yeah.
It was directed by the late Alan Parker and produced by Oliver Stone. And it was based on the story of Billy Hayes going from America to Turkey with drugs. He got sent into jail. And the guy who played him is a guy who's no longer with us, called Brad Davis. He was in Chariots of Fire as well. And the book I was telling you about, which initially got me into writing, called Wrong Place, Wrong Time, when I had an episode in Marbella, I was actually wrongly accused and arrested for arson and manslaughter. Okay, when I was being sort of questioned by one of the Spanish authorities, she said to me, this is when I had hair, she said to me, "You remind me of the actor Brad Davis in Midnight Express." And Midnight Express is my favourite movie. So one of the chapters in Wrong Place, Wrong Time is Midnight Express. I always title my chapters in all my books because I use it for marketing as well. And this is evident. So I was contacted Billy Hayes. So Brad Davis was the actor portraying Billy Hayes. So I contacted Billy Hayes. Blah, blah, this is the chapter. He wanted the book. Then he got the book. He posted a 5-star review holding my book up, The Billy Hayes, on Facebook. Then I did a forward on his new book on Midnight Express.
Yeah.
And now Billy Hayes is attached to play a character called Bill in my Right to Kill book to screen series if we get it greenlit.
Yeah.
So it was like, I saw this film at 15 and a half illegally, because you got to be 16 then. And so 15 and a half, I'm 15. So 45 years later, he, fingers crossed, could be on set on one of my books. And it's bizarre. It's bizarre. So he's, very famous. So he's famous. But I have a lot of sort of actors, Ray Winston, who I contact with, and it's lovely, to be honest with you. I mean, I still think I'm just little old me, even though I do supporting work, extra work as well.
Yeah.
I just done a shoot at Warner Brothers, can't say the movie, but I had to be in makeup at 4 o'clock every morning for 2 weeks as an alien.
Yeah, you sent me a picture on LinkedIn of you dressed up as an alien.
Cut that out.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. But yeah, I do love being on set. I love the creativeness of it all.
Yeah,
And it was with a Hollywood actor director as well, who's done a few iconic movies. Again, I can't say. And I just love the way everything comes together. You know,
yeah,
it's fantastic. And
yeah,
so,
amazing.
yeah, Billy Hayes is one of my idols. And for him, not Billy Idol, Billy Hayes, and for him to be part of my crime thriller, Please God, is amazing.
Yeah. So Right to Kill, we're talking about the series Right to Kill is the one that you've sort of had optioned for TV, and that's the one that you're kind of going for.
I'm trying to get option for TV. You know, I'm not being funny. If I was I'm going to say the RO. If I was a Russell Osman, Richard Osman, Russell Osman played for Ipswich Town, if you remember. If I was a Richard Osman, who I give total respect to, then my crime thriller, like his Thursday Murder Club, would have been greenlit and it would have been filmed. It's because I'm not represented by anybody. I haven't got an agent. It's little old me, who I had Michael Gorman in America co-wrote the TV pilot with me, which is brilliant. I've got a guy called Cody, who's one of the executive producers, who is really pushing it. And I've got some, Sean Cronin, Brooke Lewis-Bellis, Aberdeen Thorne, Dan Robbins. We've got a great cast. We just need to get it, and Ricky Morris, we just need to get it greenlit, or for an agency to go, right, let's take a chance. It's not about a detective. It's not a police detective story. It's about an author who is struggling, who's a first-time author, got writer's block, but in debt. And he gets involved with London gangland. He's offered money to murder someone by a character called Mad Dog, who's played by Sean Cronin, fingers crossed. And he accepts it. He murders someone, and he thinks, right, I'm going to write a book about my real life murders. So he writes a non-fiction or crime fiction about his real life murders. So it's a book within a book.
Yeah, nice. What was that process like of taking it from being a book to screenwriting it?
I loved it. I didn't do it on my own. I had Michael in America dealing with it as well. He's more experienced than me. I think it's very difficult to, in my opinion, if I've written something, then to do a script or a screenplay, I think you need other eyes to do it. So he did it, and then I sort of amended it and edited it and did it in my style. When I was writing the book, and I'm still writing book 4, even though it's a trilogy, I'm writing book 4, but it's also in one full book. I acted out most of the scenes, even with the knife stabbing myself. And my then editor, who was my ex-girlfriend at the time, who was my girlfriend, but she's now my ex-girlfriend, said, she was typing it and said, what are you doing this for with the, I said, I'm going to do this. So it looked awful, Jess, then, didn't it? So then I got the knife and I was piercing my stomach.
Yeah.
She did not like that. So I got a banana and I did it because I wanted to feel what the author, the main character, was feeling. And I, as I say, acted out most of the scenes. I read the dialogue out loud. I was doing this at 2 or 3 in the morning when I was writing, and I find that it was dark, obviously. I had a glass of red wine or scotch at the time, whatever. And I think in that morning, I got really dark thoughts, and it comes across in the book. I'm very, out of all my books, I love Wrong Place. I love another book called 5 Weeks, My True Stories. I've written 4 true stories, but this crime thriller, which, as my then girlfriend said, this is based on you. Partially it is, apart from the murders.
Yeah.
I'm pleased to say.
Right. So you're not admitting to anything live on camera?
No.
If a lot of people listening to this or a lot of people I speak to, they've written a book just like you, but then they want to then turn it into a screenplay. So what's the first steps they need to do in order to go about even thinking about getting into a screenplay? Like, who are the best people to speak to? Like, is there a process they should be following? Basically, what does that process look like from I've got a book, I want to get it on TV?
I mean, do a bit of research.
Yeah.
I'm not one for. I did a lot of research when I was writing because it's relocated to New York, and I needed to get the addresses right and so forth. So it's quite weird because first it's based in West Hampstead in London, and there's another place called Hempstead in America, in New York, just outside New York. So it's quite coincidental. I did read a lot of scripts, and I did have a lot of people look at this script, and they I had to amend it as well on their advice. I think it's pretty good. No complaints. I had one guy in America who read it on the plane, and he said it reminded him of Alfie with Michael Caine, which I think is a compliment. I've had actors and actresses who have received it and said, yeah, lovely. I had a comment from a former BBC drama commissioner saying it's very pacey, blah, blah, blah. I would say what your question was, I do diverse and I do apologise, that with me, I do it for me. I write for me. I don't really write for people. I know it sounds odd, because if I like it, that's my main priority. And if people love it, it's like, thank God. If they don't, they're not criticising the writing, they're just criticising the story. But I would say for people who are looking to, don't do your own book and then your own screenplay, get another eyes to look over it, because they may see something that you may miss.
Right, okay.
And
so it's a bit like when you write your book.
As much, you can't put all the book in the script. You've got to really cut it down, obviously. And you've got to make sure it's my script, which Michael did, which was fantastic. He started off something which happened sort of 4 chapters beyond, and he brought that into the beginning, and it really, really does work.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's one of the things when you watch TV programs which are based on books that you really love, then you're always annoyed that they've taken stuff out. But you've got to, I think as a writer, it must be quite hard to take the stuff out yourself because you're so connected to the characters and things like that.
Well, this is why I think I won't mention that, my girlfriend and I split it up, because she was saying, you can't put this in. I said, I want that in, but you can't. It's corny, or it's this, or it's that. I said, I don't care. People know I know for a fact that, well, I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty confident that people know my writing. People have different writing. Like, they know Richard Osman's, they know 50 Shades, who I met actually is very nice, Erica James. They know their writing. So with my writing, people know they're going to get something which it's all the first narrative. It's written in the first person. And so when they're reading this story of Right to Kill, or my true stories, they are, I mean, some of the comments I've had is that we join the journey with you. We've walked that journey with you. And if I see that and they tell me that, then I think I've done something, right in my writing.
Yeah, nice. So let's talk about your writing then, because do you have a particular way you approach writing, like trying to get it organized, trying to get all the plots and the story in one place? What does that look like for you?
Oh, good. I make notes, obviously, but I do it as I go along. My true stories are a little bit different because I know them. They're in my mind. But with my crime thriller, I didn't have a strategy at all. I'm doing that because people put their things on the walls, you see.
Yeah.
Map behind me. I did know something, right, that sounds good, or I wake up in the middle of the night and I write something down. But I did it as I went along. That's how I did it. Then I did many rewrites, I did many editing, many amendments, but I don't have a absolute strategy. I don't do that. I make notes. If I'm walking, I record it. If I think of something, but I do it as I go along.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get caught up in using tools and focus more on being productive rather than actually being productive,
No, exactly. Do you know, it's like making a movie. When I was on this shoot just recently, the script changed so many times. One little scene, what they had in mind, was completely changed. The wording was completely changed. So when you do have a script, you follow the script. Obviously, I'm not an experienced filmmaker or director whatsoever. I've been on many sets because I'm as an extra. I've been to a lot of events as I've been invited to events, but I'm not a producer, director, or anything. I'm trying to make a dream come a reality, and a lot of people want it to happen. So I'm doing it for them.
Were there any, when you started writing, were there any resources or books that you found helpful to keep everything on track?
No, not really. To be honest with you, I didn't. When I wrote Wrong Place, Wrong Time, after my friend Elaine said you should do it, it's too good for a blog. I just wrote it. I just remembered what happened, and I just wrote it. I don't really have a procedure like that. I wasn't reading any books. I'm dyslexic. I can't even spell dyslexic. You know, honestly, when I'm writing something down, I get or synopsis is some words are very difficult for me to spell and they don't look correct. It's very odd being dyslexic. I had additional vocabulary lessons when I was younger, even though you're writing and not speaking, but it's all in the mind. But I just write my way, to be honest with you, Teddy. And if I like it, I'm going to publish it. If people don't like it, that's, you know, as I said, you can't please everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Now, in order to get your books, the first book, Wrong Place, Wrong Time, that's got like 4,000 reviews, so it's obviously doing really well. What did you do any particular marketing in order to get it to be successful?
I mean, I do a lot of marketing on social media, my books. What I did when the publishing agency sent me so many books, but I think they were apologetic. They said, your book's going to be in Smiths on the shelves, Waterstones on the shelves. It's on their website. It's on all of these websites, but not physically. You'll be in Sainsbury's, you'll be in Tesco's, but no, none of that. So I think they were apologetic and they sent me a whole load of books. And what I did, I used to be, I'm not now, unfortunately, but I used to be a volunteer for cancer research. So what I did was I went around a lot of the cancer research place around the UK, from Doncaster to Bournemouth and London and Waterstones. And I sold books. I had a little table. So when people come in, they used to buy the books and I used to donate to the charity. And in fact, two people, which I'm proud of, there's a guy called, I met the mother of Robert Dawes, who is an author. He's also an actor in the Royal from a few years back. And we follow each other on social media. And he's got a book. And also, I don't know how it happened, but Jilly Cooper's got one of my books.
Oh, right, okay.
One place. And I sent it on Valentine's Day. And I know for a fact that friends of mine who were in her house once, they saw the book on her desk. So they told me about that. And I send books to, I'm going to name drop now, Jenny Falconer from Smooth Radio. She did a post on Instagram and there was my book. I mean, she didn't buy it. I sent it to her. So I managed to do some screenshots of my book, particular book, on her studio at Smooth FM. Martin Fillings does a night show. He's got it. He's a nice, lovely guy. So I do a lot of cheeky marketing, Teddy.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I think, James Blunt, he's got it.
Yeah.
He's got my book. We were chatting on Twitter DM about 3-4 years ago. So I've got to see him in concert. I've not seen him, got to see him in concert. So if you listen, James, let us know. He'll probably come to Portugal, probably be in Lisbon one day.
Yeah, we'll go and find him. Yeah, if I see him, I'll mention that you that you put me.
I'm in the wrong place, wrong time. So it's all
I think that's a pretty good takeaway from this episode. Is like, you know, just without putting yourself out there, you often aren't in the wrong. You know, you can't be in the right place in the right time to use the name of your book unless you put yourself out there. You know, it's like serendipity, isn't it?
You have to, and I do, and I contact very well-known people, and if they reply to me, fantastic. If not, I've sent a DM to James Norton.
Yeah.
Not Graham, James. And my youngest daughter has a little bit of she's just watched Happy Valley. I'm name dropping here. I'm going to tag all these people in when this comes out.
You can tag them in this episode when it comes out.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so James Blunt and all these people better beware. And she's got, I think she's got a little bit of she thinks he's a bit of an eye candy. So I did message him, and I'm waiting for a reply to make her day. So he'll be tagged in on this.
He is unbelievably handsome. So
no, you got to do it. Going back to Ricky Gervais, you're going to be tagged in, Ricky. One of my brothers was in Bournemouth last week, and he was doing 2 nights there last week in Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And he phoned them up, the theatre, and he runs a cafe, which I did as well, a restaurant within the theatre in Radlett, Teatro, tagged them in. Teatro in Radlett, Hertfordshire. And he phoned them and said, it's only spare tickets. Oh no, it's sold out. And he was very nice, and the person said, if anything comes available, we'll let you know. That was at 11 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock the same day, my brother got a call, 2 tickets, 50 quid each. He went to see Ricky Gervais.
Amazing.
And he thought, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So that's a good
I'd love
story
to
for
meet
you,
Ricky Gervais
Ricky.
one day. Well, so it's been great chatting to you. So what projects are you working on at the moment? So obviously hopefully you've got your book turning into the TV program. So what are you working on at the moment?
I'm really working on book 4 of this story and the full script. Book 4 is probably the final book in the series. I think some things goes on and on and on, and people get bored. So if it ever became a TV series, book 4 will be the end. And this is where it's based continues in New York. New characters are coming in. Not new characters, but actors who want to play these characters. Like Billy Hayes will be playing a character called Bill, who is the husband of a character called Dorothy, who is the editor of the main character. I'm still trying to find someone to play Dorothy, but they have a daughter who is a detective, and this is Brooke Lewis Bellis, who's come on board. She can't wait to play her. So this is the final thing. So I'm writing that at the moment. This is what I'm working on. We've got to
just before you go on to the next project. It sounds like you've got actors lined up before the TV, before it's been like optioned. Yeah. Is that a normal process, or is it usually the other way around, where it's optioned and the casting?
I had a chat with a film company, and who actually has emailed me before I came on this call or podcast, and I'm going to read what they say shortly. They go, that's not the way we would do it. I think you need to get a director first, which I do have, get the funds, and then get the actors in. But me being me, I think if I get the actors in who are quite well known, then that could stir people saying, "Oh, let's take a chance on this." So that is really what I'm looking for. As I say, it's not greenlit at all.
Again, cheeky marketing though, to try and do it that way.
Well, cheeky marketing, exactly, and it's not easy. It's not an easy business at all. Really, trying to get something made, unless you want to do something minimal. But I want to do something where I'm being greedy in a way, or selfish, that I want it to be on like a Netflix or Apple and that sort of thing, because the caliber of actors I have, it deserves it. Yeah, and some of the crap definitely. I've watched as well, you think, oh my God, how is that even made? But I give people 10 out of 10 to make anything, because it is not easy. I really do.
Definitely. Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It's been fascinating speaking to you. Good luck with getting the show off the ground. I can't wait to see where that goes.
Crossed. Well, hopefully, once I do get finance and it's greenlit, I'd love to come on again and tell you more about it.
Oh, 100%. I'd love to get you to come back on. Okay. We can compare how well our football teams have done at the same time as well.
We are still in the playoffs in League One to get into the Championship. So if Palace got relegated, you never know. I love Palace. I love their 2 things I love about what got me into football. I know it sounds really sad, but the Barcelona kit, I love that kit, and the Crystal Palace kit from years ago, because Orient had 2 players. You will not remember these players. You're far too young. A guy called Alan Whittle.
Yeah.
All right, Google him. He played for Everton as well. In fact, his nephew is... I'm looking there thinking he played Tim Davis. He played for Everton and now he's at Sheffield United.
Right.
And they got a goalkeeper called John Jackson.
Yeah.
He was brilliant at Orient, and he played for Crystal Palace. Palace and Orient are going to get tagged in on this as well. You realise that? I've got to remember who we've name dropped.
I'll send it to you before so you can go through the transcripts.
No, I'm going to, honestly, because people want to see this. They want to see you, Teddy.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed this chat, and good luck with the screenplay. I'm really looking forward to seeing where that goes.
Thank you very much.
If people want to get in contact with you, where's the best place to do that?
Well, all my links. You've heard of Linktree?
Yeah.
Right. All my links are on there. So it's Linktree-David P. Perlmutter. But I know it sounds pretentious. I don't mean it to be. If you want to go to Amazon or just Google David P. Perlmutter, obviously, anybody's name. Best-selling author, I will not be up there at all. Probably page 4,000. But yeah, just look out for my name and, let's connect with everybody. Let's try and make things happen.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, thanks so much for coming on, David.
That's okay.
We'll chat again soon.
And thank you for the uniform.
Yeah. Thank you. See you later.
Good luck with everything as well, Teddy, and thank you so much.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers. Take care. Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Publishing Performance podcast. I really hope you found today's episode inspiring. I love chatting to authors, writers, and people in the publishing world. Now, just before we wrap up, let me tell you about Publishing Performance, the #1 platform for authors who want to increase Amazon book sales, but are not really sure where to start. Now, this show is all about helping you to sell more books. And if you're looking to boost your publishing game and to maximize your book's potential on Amazon, then Publishing Performance is designed to help authors just like you to grow your readership and to reach a much wider audience. Now, I know that Amazon ads can be slightly complicated, which is why Publishing Performance is like having a personalized ad account manager to create your ad campaigns, to choose your best keywords, and to make adjustments in real time. Now, if you're investing in ads, you really want to make sure that your investment is being used effectively, and Publishing Performance does just that. It aims to make your budget go further, improve your organic rank, and target keywords more effectively. Just go to publishingperformance.com to get started with Amazon ads for just $1.